National Democratic Congress MP for Ningu Pram Samuel Nate George today took his turn before the Emil Short Commission probing the Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election violence.
Mr. George, who was captured in a widely circulated video being assaulted by two men believed to be national security operatives, discounted claims that he had made some provocative comments, for which reason he was assaulted at the Labalation polling center.
The MP's testimony in most cases contradicted the evidence given so far by the various security officials who have appeared before the commission. City News' Eugenia Tenkran has the details from today's sitting.
Samuel Nate George was one of the two people who took their turn before the commission today. Contrary to what he said were claims that he was assaulted by one security operative, Mr. George told the commission that two operatives assaulted him on that day. He identified one of his attackers as one Mohammed Sule.
I noticed a gentleman standing to my left was hit by one of the security operatives standing there. I was trying to understand what was going on when another officer dressed in black, who I have gone ahead to identify as Mohammed Sule, the son of the late Nantona and an operative of the national security apparatus who was on operation that day, assaulted me.
He also refuted a claim in camera by the commander of the SWAT unit, DSP Samuel Azugu, that he uttered provocative words to the security operative, which triggered the assault.
We all swore an oath before we gave our testimony to tell nothing but the truth. I state without equivocation that what has been written on that paper and signed by DSP Samuel Kojo Azugu is untrue and a fabrication.
Mr. George also discounted DSP Azugu's claim that only 6 shots were fired at the residence of the NDC parliamentary candidate, Delali Kwesi Brimpong, given the commission 29 empty shell casings, which he said were handed to him by eyewitnesses on that day.
So this in itself is 18 plus 10, 28 plus 1 use case and 29 that were picked on the spot on the day and brought to me.
The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, says it is fairly satisfied with the compliance of tilapia producing company Fujian Fishing Company at Asuchai. This follows a visit by the chief executive and other officials of the EPA after a revocation of the Chinese company's environmental permit. City News' Caleb Kuda has more.
This morning, I understand you and the executive director were at Asuchai to inspect the pond. What were your initial impressions?
Well, we went there to check whether indeed the company is in compliance with the directive to stop work and evacuate the ponds, and also to undertake some cleaning up exercises as we directed in our letter. And I think so far, when we went there, they were taking steps to comply with the issues that were raised in the communication we gave them.
Will Fujian China Company be the only farm that has the gift species, or has allegations being thrown around of having the gift species? Or
I wouldn't say that. I think it's something that is being alleged around, and it calls for some more investigations.
Let's get to some health-related stories. And patients in need of MRI and CT scans were today turned away from the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital scan center with the excuse that the machine is not functioning and is not ready for use. This comes less than a week after the hospital recommissioned the same repaired MRI machines, X-rays and CT scanning machines just last Thursday. City News' Ni Ama has more in the following report.
The MRI and CT scan machines at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital had become useless, and so the repair works and recommissioning were long overdue. Patients could now heave a sigh of relief, or so they thought. But today, dozens of patients and their caregivers were denied access to the service. This means that those with conditions like multiple sclerosis, stroke, heart diseases, brain aneurysms, and cancer had to either return to their homes or seek these services from private facilities at a higher cost. Management is well aware of the situation at the MRI and CT scan center. The public relations officer of the hospital, Mustafa Salifu, explains that the hold-up has nothing to do with the machines, but rather a payment tracking setback.
Yeah, the machines are in perfect working order as we speak now. But then we need to do some linkages between the machines and then the payment system.
Right, so let's now move to the northern region, where residents of Pigu say they have been left to their fate with no support from local government authorities as they suffer the effects of excessive dust from a Chinese-owned quarry, Adom Quarry. The residents, who are forced to live with excessive dust from the quarry's activity, have also complained about the effects of the heavy blasts on their homes. According to them, their complaints to managers of the company and the Savelugu Municipal Assembly have been ignored. Our northern regional correspondent, Max Souk, reports.
The continuous excavation of rocks with this heavy equipment few meters away from the outskirts of the town is evident in the pits scattered all over. In September 2018, the Northern Regional Security Council, led by the Northern Regional Minister Salfu Said, suspended the operations of the Chinese quarry. But in less than a year, they are back to work. The non-stop blast from the quarry causes a lot of havoc to community members. Mud houses are being demolished, while unbearable dust inundates their homes whenever a blast occurs. Opinion leaders like Adam says the quarry's activity threatens their very survival. He is not the only one in this community feeling the effects of the quarry. Pastor Daniel Adam Ibrahim, head of the Lord's Baptist Church in Pigu, also had a story to tell.
They blast it. Come and see how it's shaking the land.
The only chips compound serving several communities in the area has been closed down for over a year now, following the heavy blast and dust from the quarry site. Adam Aliu is a health worker at the Pigu chips compound. He says the siting of the quarry has compromised the health of the community members.
The compound has been closed temporarily for a year or 1 year to 2 years. So now, our women here don't get antenatal care services.